What's up, everybody? It is Amrinder Singh, and today we're gonna learn some basic vocabulary. So, basically, this episode is going to for those people who are completely beginner and they decided to learn Punjabi, but they have no idea where to start and they know nothing. Maybe they know few words or few sentences they heard, but they just want to improve their Punjabi and they have no idea where to start. All right. So, this is especially for these kind of people. If you already know some Punjabi, it could also useful for you guys. Maybe you can learn some new vocabulary as well. But for those people who are completely new, so this is a beginner lesson. So I'm gonna start, I think, this series. So where I'm gonna make an episode every week, maybe after every 2 weeks. It depends on my free time. I hope I will keep doing every week. Maybe it could two after 2 weeks, whatever. So my purpose is to guide those people who are completely beginner and they have no teacher who is guiding them and they have no idea. So this is the first lesson going to be. So what I'm gonna teach in this lesson, basically I'm gonna give some vocabulary, maybe like 40 words, 20 noun words, maybe more than little 20 nouns and 20 verbs. All right, 20 nouns, 20 verbs. So what you gotta do is you just need to memorize these words. If you're completely beginner, just memorize these words, all right? And keep practice for a week. So don't try to be hurry. This is not a sprint. Learning language is a marathon, right? It takes years, not months. So basically, I'm gonna just tell a vocabulary. I will also give you some examples of sentences at the end of this lesson. So in verbs, I'm gonna give you the basic structure, or you can say basic style of the verb, right? Because it changes. If I'm gonna talk about in past, it's gonna change. It's gonna also change in future. It also changes according to pronouns, masculine and feminine, singular or the plural. All right. So so I'll teach you these verbs how they are different. What's their version of past and future in another day. All right. Today is only going to be a basic. All right. So first we are gonna talk about some nouns. All right. So let's kick this thing off. The first word is pani. Pani means water. The second is cha. Cha means tea. Then another is roti. Roti means a roti, the Punjabi food you know. Another word is shahar. Shahar means city. The next is pind. Pind means a village. The next is kar. Kar means a house or it could be a home. The next is kamara. Kamara means room. The next is rasoi. Rasoi means kitchen. The next one is paisa or paise. It means money. The next is kapde. Kapde means clothes. And the next one is bar, which means a door. So some people call it a darwaja, some people call it buha, and some people call it bar. Right? You can use whatever you like. In my area, we call it bar. All right, which means a door. The next word is manja. Manja means kind of bad. You know, if you don't know, just search on the Google. You will see the pictures. So the next word is karmi, right? Which mean could be a summer. It could mean a heat. All right. So summer, sometimes people say garmi, some people say garmiya as a plural, which means summer. Definitely, if somebody is using garmi as a plural, they're talking about summer season. All right. If somebody is talking about just using garmi, so now it depends. He's talking about a season or he just talking about a heat. He's feeling heat. You would find it through the context. All right. The next word, thanda. Thand means cold. All right, cold. The next word is sardi or sardiyan, which means a winter. All right. We also call it syal. All right. Syal means also winter. Next one is kutta, which means a dog. Next means shit. Next word is billy, which means a cat. The next word is janavar, which means animal. The next is Panchi or Chinor, which means a bird, right? The Panchi you would see all the time written, which means a bird. Yes, we also call it Chinor, which means a bird. The next one is Badia, which means good. Next is Teak, which means right, right? So if you wanna see these words, how they are written, you can also follow me or be my Patreon on a Patreon, right? Where you can see these words as are written. It would also help you to recognize the words when they are written. And you can also support me through that as well. So, yeah, it's your choice, whatever you feel like. So, now let's talk about some verbs, all right? The first verb is pina. Pina means drink, right? When you drink something, we say pina. Now, I gave you already a noun, pani, which means water. Now, I also give you a verb, drink, right? So now that's how you can create a sentence by yourself, right? Like मैं पानी पीना. What does it mean? It means I want to drink water. All right, that's how you connect the sentences. So you pick up some like a words as a noun at the beginning. If you're completely beginner, I'm talking about those people. All right. So you pick up a verb, pick up a noun. That's how you connect. Mostly when we talk, when Punjabi native people talk, we don't follow all the time a grammar structure. But as a beginner, for you, when you wanna make a sentence, so what you need to do is you need to put up first at the beginning a subject or a pronoun at the beginning, all right? Then you need to put an object, all right? And then you need to do at the end put a verb. Like I said, मैं. मैं is a pronoun. And if you don't know Punjabi pronoun, all right? Pronouns like in English we say I, he, she, it, stuff like that. In Punjabi it's मैं, तुम, ਅਸੀਂ, or stuff like that. You can also check my ebook. Link is in the description if you don't know. So if you want to learn about pronouns properly, active pronouns, passive pronouns, this kind of stuff, check out my ebook. So anyway, when we say "मैं पानी पीना," it means I want to drink water. All right. So you put pronoun at the beginning, "मैं." Then you need to put object. What is the object here? Object is basically you are doing an activity, what activity it is, or maybe if you're talking about something, what it is. Now you're talking about water. So water is an object. So you need to put a water. Secondly, so what we call water in Punjabi, that's pani. All right. Now, what is the verb at the end? That's pina. Main pani pina, which means I wanna drink water. So probably you will see as a written if you have any kind of book, Punjabi book you're learning through, you won't see it's written like that. It's written like मैं पानी पीना चाहता हाँ If you're a guy, if you're a girl, मैं पानी पीना चाहूंदी हाँ. That's how it's written in the books. But we don't talk like that. We don't say that मैं पानी पीना चाहना or मैं पानी पीना चाहनी. We don't say that. We always say मैं पानी पीना or मैं चाय पीनी or whatever. All right. So we don't use this chaunda stuff like that. We use it very rarely in some another situation. If you wanna know about this more, probably you can find an episode in my podcast list where I described when we use this kind of stuff, when we use chauna, when we use differently. All right. So anyway, मैं पानी पीना, I want to drink a water. All right. So now this verb pina, right? You can't use the same verb in past. In past, it's going to be like a pita, pilia, stuff like that. And you can also check on my another podcast when I described how verb changes in the past. All right. So in the future, it's going to be like a piunga, stuff like that. All right. So now I'm only teaching you the basic verbs. Like let's say if you ask somebody, hey, what you call if like I mean the verb of drink, the word drink, what does it mean in Punjabi? And everybody is gonna tell you it's mean pina. All right, that's how it is. But in the past, it's gonna be different. All right, and maybe if it's you're talking about feminine, it's gonna be different. Like मैं चाय पीनी है, now it's पीनी not pina because the cha is feminine. All right. So now what I'm gonna give you basically the verbs. It is for the like another like a basic version of the verbs, all right, which is used for a masculine, right? Now, when you want to do something, that time you use this actual verbs, all right. Anyway, I'm gonna explain a little more about it later. Now let's go through all the verbs I'm gonna talk about, all right? So anyway, first is pina, which means drink. The second is khana, which means eat. The another is khedna, which means play. The next is jana, which means go. Next one is auna, which means come. Next is dekhna or vekhna. All right, you can use whatever dekhna or vekhna. Some people use vekhna, right? In my area, we use dekhna, which means see. When you see something, when you look something, or when you watch something, right? So it has three meanings. Next is karna. Karna means when you do something. It means do. Next is sauna. Sauna means sleep. Next is uthana or jagna. Alright. Uthana means when you get out of the bed, get up. Right? That's uthana. And it could also mean jagna. People mix it up. Alright. Uthana and jagna people use the same way. But basically, jagna is when you awake. You could be still in the bed. When you open your eye, you are awake. That's jagna or wake up. All right. And when you get up, that's uthana. And another word is uthna means also stand up. If somebody said wanna say like a stand up, it means they say like a ut khad or ut something like that. Stand up also means khade hona. All right. If somebody wants to say to you like a stand up, they will say uth ja or khada ho ja, stuff like that. Anyway, next word is baithna, which means sit down. Next is turna. Turna means walk, walking. The next is bhajna, which means run or running, whatever. Chalauna. Chalauna means kinda, it depends. It could be when you operate something, when you run something, or when you drive something, right? It depends through the context. Next word is banana. Banana means when you make something. Next is lena. Lena means when you take something, probably when you get something. It depends how you're using. Next one is dena. Dena means when you give something. All right. Next is pena. Pena means when you lay down, and it could have a couple of meanings. Pena, right? It depends how you are using. Like for example, if I ask somebody, ਤੈਨੂੰ ਨਿਊਯਾਰਕ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਦੂਰ ਪੈਂਦਾ? Now it doesn't mean I'm talking about lay down, right? I'm talking like how far New York is from your city, from your house, something like that, all right? So pena have multiple meanings, it depends on the context. So next word is uttarna. Uttarna means when you like, let's say you are on the tree, whatever, and you just want to say, I just wanna go to the ground, whatever. All right. You say, मैं थल्ले उतरना. I want to like go on the ground, whatever. Next is चढ़ना. चढ़ना means when you climb. All right. If you wanna say, I want to climb on a tree, you will say, मैं दरख्त पे चढ़ना. All right. दरख्त पे चढ़ना. दरख्त means a tree. चढ़ना means climb. It could be also mean upstairs. Like if you want to upstairs on the roof, whatever, you will say like मैं उत्ते चढ़ना, all right, or मैं छत ते चढ़ना. It means you want to climb there on the roof. So anyway, these were the words, all right. So this is your first lesson if you're still listening it. So what you need to do, basically, if you can write them down, you can. If you can just learn these words just by listening, that's also good. If you wanna see them written, how they're written, you can follow me on the Patreon. You can get the PDF of these words. So not only you don't need to learn only these words. It is basically just a demo, all right? For a few words, you can pick up your own words maybe which are more familiar to you. Maybe just try to see things around you, right? Try to learn their names in Punjabi and learn some words. All right, this is your first step. Try to do it. You don't need to try to make any kind of sentence, right? If you want to do it, you can, but I don't recommend. Just for a week, just try to learn some words. After a week, you can try to make some sentences. How would you make some sentences? As I said, like pick up a noun, a word, pick up a verb. That's how you make. Let's say, let's pick up few words here. So, um, all right. So we pick up a verb jana, which means go. Jana, all right, which we just talk about. Another word we pick up kara. Kara means home or house. Now you wanna say I want to go home. How would you say? You will say मैं घर जाना. All right, मैं घर जाना. मैं घरे जाना, whatever. So that's what you say. Let's say you wanna say he wants to go to home. You will say ਉਹਨੇ ਘਰੇ ਜਾਣਾ. ਉਹਨੇ ਘਰੇ ਜਾਣਾ. All right. So make sure if you don't know about these pronouns, check out my ebook. So which form we talked about now? The verb form, which is we are using like a pina, khedna, auna, dikhna, stuff like that. You notice in the every verb, the ending sound is na. Karna, dekhna, khedna, stuff like that. This is the basic form any verb in Punjabi, alright? We don't use this form in the past, in the future, as I said. Yeah, sometimes we use it, depends. Mostly we use it like when we want to say something you want to do, right? For future, let's say if you want to say ਕੱਲ ਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਨਿਊਯਾਰਕ ਜਾਣਾ, right? ਕੱਲ ਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਨਿਊਯਾਰਕ ਜਾਣਾ. It mean could be like I want to go to New York tomorrow. It could also mean like I will go to New York tomorrow, right? It depends how you are expressing yourself, all right? It's totally fine. Let's say if you just want to say I will go to New York tomorrow, and instead you say I want to go to New York tomorrow, right? It didn't affect like it didn't affect anything badly. It's basically the same thing, you are expressing a little bit differently, all right? So it doesn't matter if you communicate with somebody and use one sentence instead of another sentence, is totally fine, all right? When you're communicating, you don't need to worry about these kind of things much. Basically when you're at the beginner level. So anyway, so what's your homework? Your homework is just learn these words first if you're completely beginner, and try to make sentences as I said, a simple sentence. All right. If you have more busy schedule, just learn or memorize these words for first week, and second week you can try to some you can try to make some sentences. All right. So anyway, next week, or maybe after 2 weeks, I will try to make it next week. I'm gonna post a second episode of the beginner, where we are gonna talk about basically how to make sentences. All right, how to make more sentences. We also talked about the sentences today. We make few ones like main pani pina, stuff like that. Basically, what we're gonna do next time, we're gonna pick up these verbs we learned today, and we're gonna pick up few nouns we learned today, and we will try to connect these like words or try to make sentence. All right, you can also try that. All right, if you want. If you can't or you don't want, next week when I'm gonna teach you more, that time you can make sentences. All right. So after that, in third lesson, we're gonna talk about basically we will pick same verbs, and we will talk about how we're gonna talk like make sentences in the past. If you want to say something in the past, like if you just want to say like yesterday I drank 2 glass of water, how would you say that? All right, this kind of stuff. So we will learn slowly. So that's what I started this series for those people who have no idea how to start learning Punjabi, and they want some kind of guidance. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna post like a like episode every week. I will try to do it. So what you need to do is just follow me, just listen my podcast, and try to do what I say. Try to do it. If you keep doing that, you will notice after a year you would be able to communicate if you keep doing that one. All right. And again, if you want this kind of like vocabulary as a written, you can also subscribe me or support me on the Patreon. You will get a PDF file. All right. At the end, I hope you enjoy this lesson and learn something new today. I'll be back with another lesson another day.